And therefore, those of you who have had the opportunity of educating in the best universities of the world, like Zulqadar, he went to MIT. And I'm very happy to say that one of my visits to the US when I was on a course at Harvard, I came across some very young, very bright Petarians who were studying in MIT. And mind you, this education at the FSC level distinguished them in institutions like MIT. I am forgetting his name, I think his name was Farhan Rana. At that particular time when he was still a student, I was told that the professors approached him for finding solutions to the problem they had. And I'm not sure what he's doing there. I know he stayed back to do his master's and PhD. And there are so many others today who are really distinguishing themselves in different walks of life. If you all know as yet, I don't know my young friends who sit there. One of the leading artists of TV and drama is also a Petarian. Do you know that? Aurangzeb Laghari. I was here in the college when he was a football player and also member of the dramatic team. And subsequently, today he is one of the leading dramatists and stage performer in the country. So it's not really restricted to the armed forces or educational pursuits. Life in totality is what one has to look at. And be it business, be it any field of life, inshallah, Petaro continues to excel and will reach greater heights. When I look to the future of this institution, in 50 years, I've heard about talks of raising an institute, compound of Petaro for higher studies. I think it's a great thought. Having been 50 years here, we need to take the next step. And I think the institution, the establishment of, whether you want to call it PIT, Petaro Institute of Technology, or you want to call it CCP, Cadet College, Petaro Institute of Technology, it's up to you. But I think we need to invest into that future. I want to share with you, I do sit on the net and go through all the chat groups that are linking the Petarians the world over. And at times, it is a little painful to read what goes on there. And I say this, when I say today that we must establish PIT or CCPIT, somebody might put on the net because SP Shahid wants to become the first chancellor. I think there cannot be anything more preposterous than this. And I've read some names, those who were trying to promote the establishment of this. Some people started writing, they are doing it so that their future is secure. I think these are not the things for which the values we got from this college. We need to look beyond us and look for the good of this future. Whether Qazi steps forward to do this because of his association with leading universities in the world, or anybody else does it, it is for the betterment of this institution and should never be linked to individuals. Also, I think, as I said, we have the alumni's responsibility initially is, of course, Qazi has a greater global, at the national agenda to be able to. I personally feel any Petarian who is doing well in his respective life is effectively contributing to the betterment of this country. And only today I have come across so many of you who are working in such diverse fields. You heard Maqbool this morning. I was extremely pleased and happy to be here as part of what he's doing. But do remember, we all started from the places where you are sitting. I remember when initially one was standing and talking to an audience like this, one had shivering legs, a big throat in the lump, and worried as to what will happen. But take it from me, it is this institution which overcame our hesitations and fears and launched us to a point where, shukr alhamdulillah, the achievement that we have all received in respective lives. So, this building has been growing. For example, the alumni might decide to provide better technology to the institution. You might be able to network all the classrooms and put maybe monitors in every classroom to use modern technology that is available. I was very happy to see the lab that you have, computer lab. It's up to you how you make the best use of the facilities that are available to you. And I urge the alumni here, to decide on their own or collectively how the benefits of being what we are today is reaped for the betterment of this institution. Since I joined the Citizens Foundation, I spoke to Abid Salim and I said, give me some land. We'll build a school here for the grade 4 staff, the drivers, the bearers who make our life comfortable here, the sweepers who clean our toilets, to give the opportunity to their children. And let me tell you that a lot of our grade 4 staff have changed course of their lives because they got the opportunity to educate their children. And I wonder how many of you remember Mamu, who used to be a squash coach. Raise hands. Of course, none of you may have heard about him. Mamu came here, he was known Mamu. He was a squash coach here. And these courts were then built. He used to, play squash and teach squash to our children, to the cadets here. And we excelled in squash in a number of places. But what did he do from being here was, he educated his children at Petaro. And mashallah, his children rose to be up to the rank of full colonels or captains in the Navy and the Army. So what has that done to him? He has changed the course of his family. They are now at a different plane altogether. So I think it's a question of opportunity. And my idea of requesting Commodore Abid was to be able to build a quality education institute for these less privileged. The fee is around rupees 10 to 100 rupees, so that they have the ability to get this opportunity. I believe that the life starts with an accident of birth. Me, you, nobody has a choice where we want to be born. But it's a question of opportunity one gets because of the accident of birth. So I think that those the less privileged that we call today, we, the ones who are more privileged, need to reach out to them and provide that opportunity. That school, I'm very happy, has already started. I want to propose to the alumni today that please put the resources together to now build the secondary school there. We have up to grade 5. Let's build a school as a mark of this 50 years to be called as Cadet College Petaro Alumni Campus. The world over. And I think this will be a great tribute to these grade 4 servants who come and work here, their children. I think that will become a nursery for Cadet College Petaro and the nursery for change in lives of the less privileged of Petaro. So I propose this to you and you can discuss how we do it. I built these schools from the money that was donated by different people. If you remember, even at that time, the debate went on the net that we need to raise funds to be able to build the primary school. But the time went by and we had to do it quickly. I'm happy that also Muhammad Imam Khan Saab donated a piece of 1 acre out of his prized property in Nawabshah to bring this opportunity to less privilege of that area. And I'm happy the school has started and he can speak for the opportunity that is available to the poor children of that area. Remember, gentlemen, quality never comes cheap. And quality always carries the price tag. So be prepared to pay the price for quality you're looking at. I want that in the future, inshallah, the hallmark of Petarians should be competence, professional, as well as other competence. And the other value trademark for any Petarian should be the values that he upholds. That the Petarian should not compromise for temporary gains that are likely to come his way. That he will be one person who is not going to give in to temptations. And use these 5 years. I was yesterday talking to an individual who's supposed to head the honor committee. Raise hand somewhere. I was speaking to him yesterday. And I told him, I think you have a most difficult task in trying to build this honor system. But it's great that we are looking and talking about it in spite of the sea of difficulty that we find around us. So, in conclusion, I'd like to say that Petaro is great, will inshallah rise to greater heights. I'm certain that I'll not be there in the time when you be celebrating the centennial, but inshallah, most of you sit at the rear and some of you here will also be part of the centennial celebrations. Long live Petaro, Pakistan Paindabad. Thank you.
I'd like to thank SP Bhai for those very encouraging words.